Everyone is in on the secrets, and big things are being planned. Call Clyde Lewis now. Ground Zero.
The band is called Black Lodge. Johnny Royal's with us, and Gavin is with us as well. Tonight, they're going to be playing.
The whole idea with our music, what we're trying to do, Chapter 1 is Never Clean. That's the first single, the first video. And that's basically the invocation, meaning making the choice that you want to wake up. The second part is the summoning. And through the summoning, it's about having an opportunity presented from this harbinger, this raven. And that's in that video, Drag, the song you were just playing. The third song that we get into, the third chapter, which has Jordy White, a.k.a. Twiggy Ramirez from Marilyn Manson in it, that's about having the strength to use your free will to step through that door.
Right.
And with that ties into the end result, what we're trying to get across through the whole album, the 13 songs, is that it's about obtaining illumination. It's about obtaining that level, the psychoatomic circuit, as Timothy Leary called it. And as of now, there are only a few ways to get there. One way he talks about is through Kundalini.
Mm-hmm.
You can obtain that through forms of yoga. It's also known as the serpent power,
right,
which is hidden at the base of the spine. Other ways are through LSD and drugs, but through those ways, they're temporary, and you'll forget them. Another way is also a near-death experience.
Right.
I've personally had 2 of those, and it's interesting. If you really pay attention and you tap into that, it changes you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want it to change you for the better, it will. It opens up this pathway through your mind and through your spirit and through your soul that allow you to regularly communicate with these harbingers, and not to just look for them, but to realize when they come in different forms and they might be standing right in front of you.
And I was noticing that it was a new kind of ritualistic, performance that was done in the videos that really had my attention.
Things weren't always like this. It seems like every day
when I wake up, I'm pulled closer to the darkness that looms around me.
You know of manifestation, and you know of not only that, but the harbingers that bring about this manifestation. Anybody want to elaborate on that?
Sure. It's interesting that you're talking about drag, because I was reading your post about manifestation and about the raven. And that ritual is about invoking the raven or the messenger. And when I was reading through what you had recently been through in those experiences, I started going down the line of the 8-circuit conscious model that Timothy Leary was talking about. So
exactly, yeah.
And it ties into that. And I was thinking, I'm like, this is not the fact that we're here. It's not just this coincidence. It's like that atomic level of consciousness that's pulling it out. So that's what we're really trying to convey in that video, is like, don't be afraid to tap into that higher level of things.
Now, isn't it true, I mean, maybe, Gavin or I don't know, Johnny, isn't it true, though, that the crow or the raven is actually the escort or the consort of the spirit to the other side? Is that true?
It goes, from what I've read, it goes both ways. So it brings messages from the other side, and it can carry souls over, too. So it ties into even ancient mythology. It's also represented, it can be compared to the boatman, in a sense.
Oh, okay. Like on the River Styx.
Correct. But on the way up here, we saw 3 ravens flying together.
Wow.
And then later today, Gavin and I were talking about this, and you should tell them about that.
I had moved to England because my grandmother was ill,
Mm-hmm.
and she had been ill for quite a while. And then for some reason, a couple of months after moving there, I had woken up at 6 o'clock in the morning, which is very unusual for me. I was 12 at the time, and all of a sudden, a raven or a crow smacked into my bedroom window.
Really?
And just flew off.
Wow.
And the phone rang, and my mother then came upstairs and let me know that my grandmother had passed on just at that moment.
So it's a messenger that goes back and forth, and I do know that the crow itself or the raven itself is somehow connected to the trickster.
Right.
And we all know how the trickster has manifests itself in our lives, whether you want to call him the devil or the joker or whatever you want to call him.
Right.
There is an influence there.
Since we started this tour, there have been a lot of very strange occurrences that have happened, and the way that we wrote the music and even the way that we play, we're constantly invoking. And you had mentioned that when you had Al Jorgensen in here, he was talking about, it's a matter of not going to the dark side necessarily, but it's seeking the light within the dark. Mm-hmm. And even as a Freemason, I mean, the light has everything to do with everything. We were talking also about, how there's a difference between Lucifer and Satan, and even the word Satan in Hebrew means the accuser,
right.
Whereas Lucifer comes from the bringer of light, and Prometheus, stole fire from the gods to keep mankind warm.
Exactly.
But with our tour, when we started this, I think we definitely woke something up because there have been so many strange things that happened. So, for instance, all in the same day, our sound manager had a heart attack, young kid.
Wow.
And other people that we know, 2 of them in car accidents, just a lot of different things. But I think that it's a matter of not necessarily evil, even though those are terrible things that happen to somebody, but it's something saying, you really need to pay attention to what you're doing.
Pay attention to the harbingers, pay attention to the signs, the cosmic signposts that we've been talking about tonight, because of the fact that, sometimes we get caught up, and I know you guys being rock stars and everything, get caught up in yourselves, get caught up in the show. And I know because I've worked with bands and I've worked myself, performing. You get caught up and you don't pay attention to these little things. And these are the things that, until you can kick back on the bus or kick back in the car, wherever you're going from, locale to locale, you contemplate the show and you contemplate what's going on in your life. You realize, man, if I just would have paid attention to that would have gone differently or whatever. And you constantly do that with yourself when you're in the performing arts.
Right.
But I think that more and more people need to do that with their daily lives, and they need to notice that when they are being manipulated, when they are being played, because I don't think people really take that amount of time.
Absolutely. I think it's really a matter of, it's a lesson of humility.
What can people expect from the Black Lodge show tonight? What are they going to be seeing? What are they going to be experiencing?
Magic.
Yeah. Well, okay.
And some rock and roll.
So putting magic back into the rock and roll.
Absolutely.
So, are you going to get the same experience? I know your videos are captivating and fantastic with the memes and the things you show off. Do you have any of that, on stage? Do you bring that with you on stage, or is it's just simple, or what are you be dealing with here?
Well, since we're on the road, there's no special light shows or anything, but what the venue has. But we definitely we are a very high energy rock band, and I know that I've seen a lot of bands recently that I just wish they would move around a little bit. It's been a great thing to get on stage and invigorate other people to want to move, to want to be into the music.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
I mean, and that's the thing, is that a lot of times now people, a lot of rock and roll bands, and that's why I say to myself, rock and roll in some respects it's kind of died a bit because of the fact that people are not moving, or they don't have anything to say, or they don't have anything to present. Right. I mean, what were some of the inspirations that got you into this type of mindset to produce this type of show?
I think being a Freemason had a lot to do with wanting to use music to explore the occult or the unknown. And then going a lot deeper, too, into like ancient Akkadian rituals and Sumerian and Mesopotamian, for me, it's about, there's no destination really. It's about the journey.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that that's what we're doing with our music, is we're all walking toward the middle together. We're all brothers. We're all best friends.
So it's so amazing. And I'm so glad you were here on the show tonight, so I could kind of get to know you guys better. And
we love you, man.
Oh,
we love you.
I love you guys too. You're an amazing band, and I wish more than great success for you. Always. I just love listening to your music, and you guys are just tremendous. And once again, I urge you, go to the Tiger Bar tonight at 317 Northwest Broadway. Check out Black Lodge. You're not going to regret it. They're an amazing band. Johnny, Gavin, thank you so much for being on the program tonight.
Thank you for having us, Clyde.
You bet. Have a great night. And we'll be back with more Ground Zero, getting to all your phone calls tonight about the Harbingers, and also talking more about what's to come. We all have that sight. I think we should open our minds up more to what we're seeing. That way we'll be able to be prepared for what is to come. We'll be back with more. Keep it right here on Ground Zero.